Hello everyone, welcome back to Deepak Classes. So today in this class, we're going to solve a few of the string programs. So let us start. So question number 1 says, develop a class in Java to input a string and print the following. That is, reverse order of the string, number of characters in the string in lowercase, the string in uppercase, and the number of words present in the string. So in a single program, you have to do total 5 things. That is, you have to print the string in reverse order. That is, for example, if the string is lion, it will print NOIL, reverse order. Number of characters in the string. So this is a string, number of characters is 4. The string in uppercase and the string in lowercase. So already I have given the string in uppercase. So uppercase will be same, lion, and lowercase will be small lion. And then number of words present in the string. So in the string I have given only one word. So the answer will be 1. Clear? So let us start writing this program in BlueJ. So first we'll create a class, let it be S1. S for string. First we'll write the class, that is S1 public void. Let us take the string in the variable A. So let us take I am happy in A. So the user inputted I am happy in the variable A. Now for this string, we have to do all these 5 things. You have to reverse, you have to find the number of characters, the string in lowercase, the string in uppercase, and the number of words present in the string. So the easiest one is to find the number of characters. Number of characters is nothing but we'll find the length. Let the variable be L of type int and we'll write a dot length. So this will give the number of characters present in the string. Then it has asked you to convert it to uppercase and lowercase. String u for uppercase, equal to a dot to uppercase. So this function will convert the string to uppercase, and also we have to do the same, and now we'll convert to lowercase. This will convert to lowercase, that is a dot to lowercase. You have to remember these functions. In last few classes, we have been studying about all the string functions. So you have to understand this function and what is their use. Length, number of characters present in the string. To uppercase will convert lowercase letters to capital letters, and lowercase will convert capital letters to lowercase. So now we have completed 3 things. Those were the easiest of the 5. And now we'll do a reverse of the string. And the second one is number of words present in the string. So first let us do the reverse of the string. For int I equal to L minus 1, that is the last position. Reverse means we'll start from the back. So therefore I have taken L minus 1, the last location. And this will continue till 0. 0 is the first location. So we are going backwards. I minus minus. What we'll do? We'll extract the character. And how to extract the character? This using the function caret at a given location. First the last location, then the last but one, and similarly we'll go on. And we'll take a variable ns, that is new string, where we'll join all the characters. I will run this program for you to make you understand how it is working. And next we also have to count the number of words present in the string. So how to know how many words are present? Here in the sentence you can see and tell that there are 3 words. Actually words is equal to number of spaces plus 1. How to differentiate between words? The word is differentiated by spaces. So how many words are there? 3. How many spaces are there? 2. So 2 plus 1 equal to 3 words. So words can be found by counting the number of spaces plus 1. So in this program, if we count the number of spaces and add 1 to it, we can tell that there are x plus 1. For example, x is the number of spaces, then x plus 1 is the number of words present in the given sentence. So in the same loop, what we'll do, we'll also check. In this loop, we are extracting one characters. We'll also check if it is a space. If it is a space, then we'll count plus 1. One space plus 1. Second space plus 1. It will become 2. Third space plus 1. It will become 3. Similarly, counter. SP is here the counter. Let us declare all the variables we have used now. We have int sp. We have char c. And we have a variable string ns. And finally what we'll do, we'll print everything. System.out.println. First one is number of characters is present in the variable L. Second one is uppercase. It is present in the variable U. And then we have lowercase. It is present in the variable LO, for example, because L we have already taken for length. So let us take LO. And next we have reverse. It is present in NS. And then we have words. That is number of words. Number of words. That is SP plus 1. Why plus 1? Because number of spaces plus 1 will give you the number of words present in a given sentence. So first let us run this program and then I will explain you again. I am happy. So number of characters 10. Let us verify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is correct. Always remember space is also a character. Next, uppercase. See, everything is in uppercase. I am happy. Lowercase. Everything is in lowercase. Reverse. YPPAH space MA space I. So it is correct. Number of words 3. So our program is correct. Now I will make you understand how did we reverse this sentence. That is the most important part in this program. So here in the string, the length is 10. And you're taking a loop I equal to L minus 1, that is 9 till 0, means it will run till 0 and we're decreasing the value by 1 every time. So it will be 8, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. So we are finding the character at location 9 first. So what is present at 9? Y is present at the location 9. So in C we'll have Y. Here we have written ns equal to ns plus c. What is present in ns? Nothing was present. This is called null. It is advisable to write null in your board exam also, because people will get confused that if you have stored null, that is nothing, or you have given a space. It almost looks same. Therefore, whenever you keep null, that is nothing inside double quotes, then it is advisable to write null as a comment. So ns equal to nothing plus c, that is y. So now in ns we have y. Also we are checking the number of spaces so that we can count the number of words. So is y equal to space? No. So the value of sp will not increase. Then I minus minus. The I value will become 8. What is present in the location 8? P is present in the location 8. So now in C, P will be present. ns equal to ns plus c. In ns, y is already present, and in C, p is now present. So y plus p. So we have yp now. Next, again the value will become 7. Again in 7, p is present. So ns, yp is already present, plus c. So we have ypp. Next time, the value of I will become 6, and in 6 we have a, small a. So in C we have small a, ns plus c, that is a. So now we will have hpp a. Then the value will become 5. We will have h. So ypp a h. Next the value will become 4. In 4 we have space. So yppah plus space. The value will become 3. In 3 we have m. So m will be joined now. Then a will be joined. Then space will be joined, and then I will be joined. So at the end of the loop, the string will be reversed. And simultaneously, we are also counting the number of spaces. So here the number of spaces are 2. First time here was a space, next time here was a space. So 2 space plus 1 will give you the number of words, that is 3. So now let us move to the next question. So the next question is, write a program to accept a sentence and find out the average number of alphabets present in each word of the sentence. Let us take the same string. That is, I am happy. I am happy. What is the average number of alphabets present in the string? So average number of alphabets equal to total alphabets divided by total words. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by now total words 3. So this is the value. So it will be 2.67 approximately. Similarly, it can be any sentence, and you have to find the average number of alphabets. That is given with the formula total alphabet divided by total words. So in the previous program, we understood how to find total words. Now what we'll do, we'll find the total alphabets. So now we have to check if a character is an alphabet or not. So we have to use a character function, that is character dot is letter. So let us write the program for this. Let it be s2, class s2, public void. Let us take the input in variable a. So the skeleton is done, and now we'll start writing the program. First you have to find the length, equal to a dot length. So to find the average, we need the number of words and the number of alphabets. So we'll take a for loop, int I equal to 0, I less than l, I plus plus. Here we are not taking l minus 1 to 0 because we are not trying to reverse the sentence. We'll take normally, that is from 0 to less than l. We'll extract the character caret at I, and we'll check if this character C is alphabet or not, that is letter or not. So the function is character dot is letter C. If it is true, then alpha plus plus. We'll count the number of alphabets. Similarly, we also have to count the number of spaces. Spaces you can count using double equal to, which we did in the previous program. Also you can use character dot is white space, which we studied in character function. Both will be right. sp plus plus. We'll declare the variables int alpha and sp. So next what? We'll find the average number of alphabets, avg. Let us also declare this variable avg is given by number of alphabets by number of words. Number of words is space plus 1. Don't write space. Okay, space plus 1 is the number of words. And now we'll print system.out.println average number of alphabets is given by the variable avg. Now let us run this program. I am happy. So approximately it is 2.67. So our program is correct. So now let us run this program manually. So we have the string I am happy. We have length equal to 10 and starting value of I equal to 0. So caret at 0 is capital I. Is capital I an alphabet? That is a letter? Yes. So alpha plus plus. Alpha will become 1. It was 0. Now it will become 1. Is it a white space? That is a space? No. So nothing will increase. I plus plus. The value of I will become 1. Now caret at I. That is 1. We'll get a space. So space is not a letter, but space is a white space. Therefore, the value of SP will increase to 1. Next time we'll get A. Alpha will increase to 2. Next time we'll get M. Alpha will increase to 3. Next time we'll again get a space. This will become 2. Then H. This will become 4. Then A. This will become 5. Then P. This will become 6. Then again P. 7. Then Y. This will become 8. So we have 8 alphabets and 2 spaces. 2 spaces mean 2 plus 1 equal to 3 words. So finally we'll divide 8 by 3 and we'll get the value as 2.67 approximately. Understood? So let us move to the next question. Write a program to store any English word in capital letters and print in triangular form as the following examples. So for example, if you're taking school, in this pattern, see the first letter is being deleted. S was deleted, cool was there. C was deleted, hool was there. H was deleted, ool was there. O was deleted, ol was there. O deleted, l was there. We have another pattern. It is getting added. S, then C was added, then H was added to it, then O was added to it, and finally we'll have school. In third we have another pattern, and in fourth we have another pattern. So here actually we are going to write 4 programs. That is 3-bit 1, 3-bit 2, 3-bit 3, 3-bit 4. So first let us write for the first one. That is for this pattern. That is we are going to delete 1 characters. So first pattern we have school. Then the first letter is deleted. Then the second letter is deleted. And then the third letter is deleted. Fourth is deleted. And finally the fifth is deleted. So at the end we'll have only 1 character. For example, instead of school you are inputting toy, T-O-Y. So we'll get O-Y and Y. So it can be any word. Here the word was school, therefore you got this answer. Here the word was toy, therefore you got this answer. The user can input any word, but the pattern will remain same, that will delete first the first letter, second the second letter, third the third letter, and simultaneously till at the end only 1 letter is present. So for this you have to use the string function, which is substring. So what does substring do? It extracts a word from a given sentence. Or you can also say it extracts a part of word from a given word. So here from school, first we'll extract only CHOL. Then we'll extract HOL. So what you're doing? From school, you're extracting CHOL. From CHOL, you're extracting HOL. And similarly. So here in this program, we are going to use the function substring. So first I'll write the program for you and then I will explain. So first let us create the class. Let it be s3_1. We'll write the skeleton first. Class s3_1 public void, let the word be in string A. So the question it has asked that it should be in capital letters. So in case the user input in small letters also, it is advisable to convert it. So how to convert? A dot to uppercase. So now the string is converted to uppercase. You don't have to worry. Next we'll find the length. A dot length. And then we'll take a for loop through which we'll extract the words. So for example, in the variable n, which will be of string type, and I have kept null there, a dot substring of I. I'll let you know what will happen. Then system dot out dot println n. So now I will run this program to make you understand. So we have, for example, the word school. For example, the user inputted S capital and rest small. So what will this do? A dot to uppercase, it will convert the string to uppercase. So in A, capital school will be stored automatically. Even if the user is inputting small letters, it will automatically get changed to capital letters. Then we are finding the length. So length will be number of characters, that is 6. And we have a for loop starting from 0 to less than L. That means the value of I will be 0, then I plus plus, it will become 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Because it is less than L. So it will go till 5, from 0 to 5. That is, we are creating the locations. The first location is 0 and the last location is 5. So now what we are doing? A dot substring of I. So first the value of I is 0. Substring of 0 means this is the place 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starting from 0 till end, everything will be extracted. So what will be stored in n? School will be stored in. And then we are going to print it. So it will print school. Next time when I value increases to 1, this time you are doing substring of 1. That means from this part, from 1 till end. So we'll get what? We'll get CHOL. So now we'll print CHOOL. Next time I value will become 2. 2 means from this location HOL. So in n, HOL will be stored. So it will print what? It will print HOL. Next time I will become 3. It will store OL and it will print OL. Next time the value will become 4. It will print OL. Then 5. It will print L. So you are getting the required pattern. Now let us run this program. We'll give the same string. Let us give in small letters because it is automatically going to be converted to uppercase. See, we are getting the required answer. So you can input any string. For example, I input Dibya classes. So it is deleting the first letter every time. And finally, at the end, we have the last letter, that is S. Understood? Now the second pattern we have is S, SC, SCH, SCHO, SCHOO, SCHOOL. S, then SC, then SCH, SCHO, SCHOO, and finally we have the complete word, that is SCHOOL. So here we are going to add one more. So again we will be using the same thing, that is substring. But this time from school, first we'll extract only S. Next time we are going to extract SC. Next time you are going to extract SCH, next time SCHO, next time SCHOO, and finally the whole string, that is SCHOOL. So what we'll do, we'll just modify the previous program so that we'll get this answer. You don't have to rewrite the program again. The same program what we wrote for this question, that is the bit number 1 of question 3. For bit number 2 of question 3, we just need to change bit number 1. So first I will change it and then I will explain you. So what do we need to change? We just need to change the substring thing. We had written substring of I. Now we'll use the second syntax, that is a dot substring, which will have two locations, that is the starting location and the ending location. So here you can see every time you are starting from S, that is from the 0 location, but the end is different. First time it is ending in 0, second time it is ending in 1, third time it is ending in 2, fourth in 3, fifth in 4th, and fifth in and sixth in 5th location. So it is changing. So that is nothing but the value of I. But here we will not write I, but we will write I plus 1. Why? Because remember in this syntax, it automatically reduces the value by -1. So if you write 0, I, and if I value is 0, it will be 0, -1, which is wrong. It cannot go backwards, right? So you have to add +1 to it, so that when I is 0, it will be 1. And 0 to 1 means it's nothing but 0 to 0. So we'll change this to 0, I plus 1. And now let us run this program, then I will explain you. We will check if our answer is correct. Let us input school. See S, SC, SCH, SCHO, SCHOO, and SCHOOL. And now let us run this program manually. So we have, after converting to uppercase, SCHOOL, and the length is 6. And the loop will be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. It is same as the previous question. This time we are doing substring of 0 to I plus 1. This is 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I value is 0. We are doing substring from 0 to I plus 1, that is 0 plus 1, that is nothing but 0 by 1. But remember, Java automatically reduces -1 from this location, so it will be 0, 0. So what is present in 0, 0? That is from here to here only, that is S is present. So in the variable N, what will be stored? S will be stored. So what it will print? It will print S. Next time I value becomes 1. So this time it will be 0, 1 plus 1, that is 0, 2. But Java will reduce -1 automatically, it will be 0, 1. From 0 till 1. From 0 till 1, that is what will be stored? SC will be stored. In N, SC will be stored. So it will print SC. Next time I value will become 2. So that is 0, 2 plus 1, 0, 3. But it will reduce -1 automatically, it will be 0, 2. So 0, then 1, then 2. SCH will be extracted. So in N, SCH will be stored, and what it will print? It will print SCH. Similarly, I value will become 3. So it will be SCHO. Then I value 4, SCHOO. Then finally I value 5, SCHOOL. And then the loop will stop. So we are getting the required answer. Next we have is school, then SCHO, then SCH, then SC, then S. You can see this triangle pattern is just the opposite of the second one. So what we need to do? We just need to reverse the for loop. It is opposite of this, right? This one is opposite of this one. We already wrote the program for the second one. Third one is the opposite of the second one. So what we'll do, we'll reverse the string because it is going in the reverse order. Here it started from S till school. Here it is starting from school till s. So what we need to do, we just need to reverse the for loop and our program will be done. So here we'll start from L minus 1 and it will go till value is 0. It will reverse, so it will be I minus minus. So first time I value will be 5, that is 0 plus 5 plus 1, 6. That is nothing but 0, 5. That is the whole string. 0 to 5 means the whole string. 0 till 5, school. So it will print school. Next time I value will decrease to 4. So we'll print SCHO. Then again the value will decrease to 3, SCHO. Then till 2, SCH. Then 1, SC, and then 0. It will print S. Let us run this program. So all these programs are almost same. What you need to do is just change a little bit and you will get the answers. See, we are getting the answer. Then let us do the last one. The last one you can see is the reverse of the first one. So what do we need to do? You've already written the answer for the first one. Reverse the loop and your program will be done. So this is the answer for the first one. What we will do to reverse? You have to reverse the for loop. So it will become L minus 1 and this will go till 0 and I minus minus. So let us run this program and check if our answer is correct. See, we are getting the answer. So actually we wrote programs for these two, 1 and 2. This was using the first substring syntax. This was using the second substring. The third one is the reverse of the second one. So whenever there is a reverse pattern, you just need to reverse the for loop. Similarly, the fourth is the reverse of the first one. What we did? In the first program, we reversed the for loop again. So now all the 4 programs are done. So I'll also be sending you these answers in the form of PDF. So in this video, we completed 3 programs. In the next video, we are going to complete another 3 to 4 programs. So till then, have a nice day. Thank you.